Good afternoon from Bangkok. This is Soul of Bass, and this is the third episode of TCK Gets Real. I grew up in Quebec and spent my first 7 years there. I learned to speak French as a first language. I also picked up some English because both my parents spoke English as a first language. They were doing preliminary missionary work, a test to see if they were material for being able to go abroad or not. The way that mission organization works is it has a very comprehensive system of determining who gets to go onto the mission fields that are in Asia, in Africa, and other places. A lot of the missionary families who come to Thailand seem to have children, and I would say that that is probably one of the prerequisites for being a missionary in Thailand, is to have children. And my thoughts behind that is that having children, having a family really creates this sort of unity and sort of the system where you have to be held accountable not just to the missions organization but also to your family. I think the mission organization trusts family people because of that bond that the family has, and the love that the parents learn to have for their children kind of carries over into their job. I also believe that one of the reasons why it's helpful to have families is because single men don't fare very well in Thailand, and by that I mean they get caught up inside of the world of Thai people, which gets them out of what they're supposed to be doing and actually become a socialite among the Thai people. The Thai people are very friendly and very welcoming, and they might actually end up doing things that aren't even considered Christian, such as having a Thai girlfriend. That's probably the last thing mission organizations want. So I grew up in Quebec, learning to speak French. I loved Ninja Turtles. I loved my Raphael that I had. I can't really remember what it felt like discovering that we were going to move. To be honest, I don't have very many memories of before leaving for Thailand. Very few memories at all, if any. I don't remember the plane flight, but to this day I have this thing for airplanes. I love airplanes. I love flying. I don't care whether it's the worst class or the best class, whether there's a crying baby next to me or not. I'm always fascinated by flying, and I think that the most poetic and suitable way for me to go from this life would be to die in a plane crash. Now, that doesn't mean I wish that upon anyone, but I'm just saying, if there should be a plane crash and it's already been destined, I should like to think that that would be the plane that I would be on, and thus ending my life in a plane crash. I would die with a smile. Ironic smile, maybe. I don't know. I don't want that to happen anytime soon. And please don't start writing things like, "Are you crazy?" or "Are you suicidal?" because I'm not. So we arrive in Korea for a stopover, a one-night stopover. And I think we check out Korea a little bit. I remember thinking how different things feel. It's just the whole feeling is so vastly different from what I'm used to. It's a whole nother world. But you know, something kind of set the tone for the whole thing. I think I might have been excited at first, but the hotel in Korea, I wanted to keep my Ninja Turtles safe. I did not want to lose them. I had my Raphael, I had my swimming Donatello. I didn't want them stolen. I was worried someone would steal them because that's how precious they were to me. They were so precious, I was worried. I thought they might be just as valuable as somebody else. So I thought I'd hide them before I went to sleep. I hid them underneath the bed. Stupid, you are so stupid. How could you? I forgot. The next morning, I'd forgotten where I'd put them. My parents were in a rush. I asked my mom, "Do you know where they are? Do you know where my Ninja Turtles are?" And she says, "They're in the bag." So I looked in the bag, they're not there. And I said, "Are you sure they're in the bag?" She says, "Yes, I'm sure they're in the bag." They weren't in the bag. You know, there's things that are really important to kids, things that are really dear to them, and the emotions are so strong. The emotions of desire are very strong as a kid. Parents just forget about how that is and kind of disregard it. Yeah, I lost my Ninja Turtles. All of them gone. Well, eventually they got me some new ones for my birthdays. Then we hit Thailand. Leaving the airport is it's like what everyone says. It's a wave of humidity. Just like walking into water, hot water, but it's not really that thick, obviously. But it is hot. Bangkok pollution also hits you. It's so polluted, and it was so much smog everywhere. And I remember not wanting to try any Thai food because It all looked disgusting to me, and I didn't want to try it. I did try these instant noodles though. My parents told me it tasted like Lipton noodle soup, which I loved. And to be honest, I did find it quite nice. It was one of the few things that I felt I could eat in Thailand, thus starting my very picky life as a boy in Thailand. I've since changed and I love all kinds of food, especially Thai food today. But at the time, I wouldn't even try most of them because it looked bad. I didn't want to try it. It's not really a good attitude. I mean, if any of you out there, really try new things, give it a shot. And on the other hand, if you're a parent and your child doesn't like it, and they have tried it and they just don't want it, try to be very understanding of them and try not to punish them for it. People should have, a right to having dislikes and likes. They should have a right to that. And for you to punish somebody for what they like and dislike, it's not understanding. It'll hurt your relationship with your kid. And if you want that to happen, then go ahead. One of the things that also helped set the tone of negativity for me in Thailand was this one incident very near the beginning of my time in Thailand. My family went down to Pattaya with other missionaries in the organization for this kind of retreat. Pattaya is a beach town, and there was a small camp down further from Pattaya, this beach called Jomtien Beach. We went to eat. I wanted to order something on the menu that wasn't Thai. I wanted to ask my dad something about what are we gonna eat at the restaurant. So I walk up to my dad and I want to talk to him. And my dad's talking to this other table, so he doesn't pay attention to me. And I'm standing there when this huge nest of ants this big drops down from the tree just above us, hits my dad on the head first, and then breaks open right all onto me, who's standing beside him. And all the ants just pour out of this friggin' ant nest thing and just cover my body with ants, and I'm screaming. I'm trying to wipe these ants off of me, and I'm freaking out. I'm crying. It was horrible. It was nasty. It was pure chance. Lady Luck was not smiling down on me in my trip to Thailand. It was fate that I would hate it. I don't know why. So I got this nest of ants poured open all over me. I ended up having tons of bites, mostly on my back, but also all over my whole body. These are like those big red ants. Those red ants sting like crazy in Thailand, man. You don't want to be stung by a red ant.